what would you say about the course, man? How would you say it's affected your career?
It affected my career on two major things. One, the social dynamics. Um, Being able to get into an environment that you've never been in before. One, doing the research, no matter how, even for the company I'm going to interview with tomorrow, I've already
Yes.
studied them, see what they done, how long. So I kind of know what I'm talking about, or I know something about them.
Yeah.
But two, understanding it's not the person that you're protecting
Yes.
that can be the detrimental for you having the job today or tomorrow. It's the person that is there if they're, like you call the royal court. So the social dynamics is a big piece that I've learned through your course. Understanding where you are, understanding where you want to be, and then your appearance. I mean, like, I'm still big on fingernails. I got a job interview tomorrow. That's the first thing I just got done doing with my nails. I'm big on that. When you told me that, I'm like, wow, man, I need to look at
it's big. I told you know the story because it's in the course, man. Yeah, there's my fingernails. To this day, bro. To this day, oh, you can tell a lot about a man by his fingernails. I'm sitting there in my interview with the client. He's just like, and and never again, man.
I'll never forget that. Never.
Yeah, man, it's big. And he would ask me.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Did you see his fingernails?" And I'm like, "I did." Right after an interview, and we would both be sitting there, and I'd be like, "This is a cold game, boy. You better come correct." Because your brand, man, how you show up impacts their brand. Man.
Those two things I've learned from the course that I take on me, I take with every now. There's like Steve was saying, there's things that I haven't looked at because I haven't had to do. Like, single person advance, I haven't had to do that because I'm normally linking up with, the state law enforcement because I'm doing a lot of political type things right now, details. Yeah. So I'm working hand in hand with them.
No, and that's one of the big takeaways from the course is, when you get faced with that, you have more than just the notes that you took once upon a time. You literally have the whole period of instruction from your instructor. And then we just got off one of our bi-weekly meetings. You can literally sit here and bounce things off. Hey, Byron, I got something coming up this next week. I got to do a single person advance. Just went through the modules. What do you think about this? Do you have any contacts in Panama? You know what I mean? Like, and I can literally be like, yo, I work with these guys. These guys, I haven't talked to these guys in a while, but they were good, and you have the network too at your disposal, so it's like, it's kind of why I set the course up that way. When my buddy, when I first was like, yo, I want to start a school, and some of my homies were like, yo, man, you're too young. Like, ain't nobody gonna listen to you. And I was like, well, man, this is the only job I've had for over a decade, and I've done it all over the world, in 60, 70 countries again and again and again. I'm like, that's some experience I got to share, and then I was like, how can I make it different? What does learning look like in the future in a digital age? Well, I don't think it's really just one period of instruction once upon a time in a classroom one time anymore. Yeah. Now there's a lot of value being had by me being able to meet with you guys on an ongoing basis and you guys having the whole curriculum at your fingertips anytime. And then the networking,
Yes, I was gonna say that's the added bonus. For example, I may end up in Utah. Yep. And just be able to see all the classmates, or not just, like you said, not just one time, and I gotta, look through emails or see if they're still relevant, they're still there. I can see and be like, hey, look, I can just reach out to them, or I can just go through you or Mike and be like, hey man, I met a guy on the last meeting from Utah. You remember Steve? I don't know his last name. Can you pass him my contact information? Those things that's gonna save me a lot of heartache on that end. Mm-hmm. And with networking, so now I got a contact. He's got another contact where he can, we can all eat.
Kind of the reason I wanted to have this quick just interview with you is because, man, you've been a leader in the course. There's doers, there's listeners, there's observers, but then there's doers, man. Your hard work, your work ethic, you're implementing the stuff that we're talking about. The last 3-4 meetings, you've been like, yo, Byron, this is working and I'm killing it. And it's been an honor to watch you grow, man, and lead the group too.
I appreciate it, Byron. And I still, like I said, in fact, hold on for a minute.
What you got, man? What you got?
On my wall behind me in my office, I have some major details. And I still, let me see if I can.
Oh, wow, man. Oh, it's the other camera. Yeah, man, that was it right there. That was it right there. That means a lot, man. That's awesome.
So, yeah, so and you just don't know. I mean, from one African American man to another, one it's not about what you say.
Yeah,
it's about how you carry yourself. I watch a lot of agents.
Yep.
And it's 3 in particular that I follow, and if you say something, I'm picking it up. It's you, Mark 6, and Elijah.
Yeah.
One, you guys carry yourself like professionals. Like you don't get caught up in the hoopla. And then when you do put out a segment, it's because you're looking at from the security standpoint. You're not Monday morning quarterbacking, some incident, because we've all been I know I've been in situations like, man,
this could have gone better. Just
the way you carry yourself, not only as a protector, but as a man, and definitely as a man of faith. I think that's what gravitated me to you. You just your strong faith fundamentals, and it was easy for me to pick you as a role model and as a mentor. And when I reached out to you, I never forget when I reached out to you, like, hey, Byron, man, I want to do your course, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I ain't got the ends all at once. You're like, hey, no problem. Hey, look on this, you can do the payment plan. I was sold.
That's awesome, man. Yes.
Yeah, I told Mama, I was like, hey, we're not gonna get Pizza Hut, we're gonna get the Giorno.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this course. We're gonna make a sacrifice.
That's what's up. Hey, what do you do for a living? Whatever it takes. Yeah. What's the code? What's the cheat code to success? Whatever it takes, man. That means a lot, man. That means a lot. Few people know that hack though. That's the way it goes down, man. That means a lot.
Yeah. So it's been an honor just to be in your circle, and when we was at the conference, me and Devon, Devin, we talked about it, like, hey man, he's I mean, like, listen, that's my even though I'm older than him, man, I watch him all the time, and his be able to, I mean, he's able to articulate what he says so clear that I'm kind of just like, man, this guy's a well-spoken individual to be so young, but he's on it. I mean, he's on it. While both of us were sitting there, we was just in awe how you presented yourself in that place of all professionals, and how people was like, yeah, Byron, his record speaks for himself.
Thank you, man. That means the world, because it's a gift, man. It's the grace of God on my life, to be honest with you. When people look at this, they look at the school, they look at the things that I've been able to create. I just wanted to see what an imperfect man can do by the grace of God if he just tries the best he can. In my initial presentation for the course, when I talk about being a generalist or being a specialist, there's the generalist that's just working all the different security gigs out there, and they want to get to EP, but you're like a general practitioner, man. You're a doctor, you're a general practitioner doctor. You're seeing all these different things. You're working really hard. You're making some pretty good money, but you're nowhere near the brain surgeon who's working just on one thing. He's working less, he's making more, and he knows that game. And that's the difference between, that's why, we call it EP specialist, man. That's because that's what you're gonna know. You're gonna know how to do that. And then marketing yourself so you can have the industry react to you as a specialist is another huge thing. With those modules on the LinkedIn game, the resume game, and the social dynamics, those 3, all of a sudden you start realizing opportunities start coming towards you, and you're not chasing them anymore after a while. You do the work, it stimulates the eyeballs and the growth, and then if you have everything set up digitally correctly, boom, opportunities start finding you.
And another thing I learned from you and I learned from the course is how to have my resume on my phone.
Oh yeah, that's big, boy. You got that's a grand slam when they're like, hey, can you send a resume? You're like, yeah, 1 second. Boom, boom, boom.
We went down to, we was in Louisville. I was working with the news media for Breonna Taylor, and there was some big wigs down there. It was like, hey, you guys look the part. You don't look like 5'11" guys. You blend in. Because I told the guys, like, hey, let's put some press badges on.
Yeah.
Camera, man. I mean, like, anything to keep these guys off of us,
Mm-hmm.
So, it was like, hey, you got a resume? Man, when the guys that was working with me, when I pulled up my phone, like, give me your email address. I'll just send you my contact.
Boom.
Like, they was upset with me. Like, man, why didn't you let us know? I said, do you have your resume on your phone? Can you show me? I'm like, look, come on now.
I mean, this is part of being a professional.
Yeah, I can't give you the secret sauce now. Come on.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's stuff like that you don't learn in a book.
It's an honor, my man. Good job. Great job. It's an honor.
I appreciate it, Byron. I'll tell you, I learned a lot. Great mentor. Great mentor.
That's humbling, man. Thank you.